I think everyone deserves a book throne. Welcome to my top 14 of 2014. Now, I'm not sure how well this camera angle and distance is gonna work, so I'm just gonna talk really loud and we're gonna hope for the best. I'm gonna try my very hardest not to go into any detail on these books so that I can get through this list faster and not have this video be incredibly long, so let's see how that goes, shall we? Number 14 on the list is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. Number 13, Dearest by Alethea Contis, the third book of the Woodcutter Sisters series. Number 12 is Always Neverland by Zoe Barton. This is a modern take on Neverland, kind of updating a classic for kids of today who maybe aren't gonna like the classic Peter Pan just yet. Number 11 is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. Wonderful. Basically all readers should read it because it's about books and bookstores and basically kind of the magic of books. Number 10, The Ninja Librarians, The Accidental Key Hand by Jen Swan Downey. I'm so excited because the sequel to this book is coming out this year. Yay! Number 9 is The Rithmatist by Brandon Sanderson. This was a really fascinating book, and I'm very disappointed that there's going to be a sequel eventually. We just have no idea when it's coming. Number 8, The Hunchback Assignments by Arthur Slade. Now, I am talking about the entire series here instead of just the one book, but yeah, I can totally get away with that. Number 7, Odd Thomas by Dean Koontz. I had never really read anything like this, and I would really like to read more like this. So, murder mysteries and ghosts, I think, is basically all I need to say here. Also, if you're interested, the movie was also very good, and I did a book-to-movie comparison. Number 6, Assisted, the autobiography of John Stockton. I am a huge John Stockton fan. I basically grew up watching the Jazz because my mother's family have always been huge Jazz basketball fans, and John Stockton has always been my favorite for reasons that I don't actually remember. It could have something to do with the fact that he's the same height as my dad, which is really random, but when you're young, you kind of latch on to these things. So John Stockton has always been someone that I have admired, and I'm very pleased to say that after reading his autobiography, I have only begun to admire him more. Now we're getting into the top 5. Number 5, The Returned by Jason Mott. This was a really fascinating world. It's kind of it's set in a contemporary world, but people start coming back from the dead, and it's dealing with just all of the repercussions of these people who are coming back from the dead. And this is the basis of the ABC series Resurrection, if you guys have ever watched that. The book is really interesting, and I would recommend it. Number 4, Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. Love this book. I totally anticipate that the second book in the series is going to be on my top 15 of 2015 because I'm about to get it. Any day now. Any day now. Number 3, Serenity, Leaves on the Wind. It's a continuation of Firefly. That's really all you need to know. It's not only a continuation of Firefly, but it's a really good continuation of Firefly. It basically picks up about 8 or 9 months after the events of the movie Serenity and deals with what happened next. And there was a cliffhanger, so I am totally waiting for more. More. Brown coats live on! Number 2, As You Wish. Inconceivable Tales from the Making of The Princess Bride by Carrie Elwes. It was amazing. Last but most certainly not least, the number 1 book of 2014 for me was, drumroll please, Sorcery and Snow, the 3rd installment of the Ever After series, which I've only been gushing on and on about for the past, what, 2.5 years? This is by Shelby Bach, and I cannot wait, and I'm kind of dreading the 4th book coming out this year because it's the last book. I'm not ready for it to be over. But yes, A Sorcery in Snow was not only my favorite book of 2014, it was actually the best book of the series so far. I thought the first book was the greatest, and then the second book came out, and I thought it was the greatest, and then the third book came out, and now it's the greatest because it's full of adorable things, and relationship things, and kids learning more about themselves things, and I could go on gushing for days and days and days, but I won't, because I said that I wasn't going to do that. So, those are my top 14 of 2014. If you haven't read any of them, consider this my kick in the pants to you to get you to read it, because all of these books are really, really good. And I would recommend them to basically anybody. I have a book throne. I'm just gonna relax here for a while. You guys go on, you know, do whatever it is that you're doing. Bye now. So did you find Coulson?